So today we're preparing a very short video for you on African lovegrass and other similar lovegrass plant species that are pretty evident at the moment, have been for a while, particularly along roadsides and vehicle tracks within your property. So looking at these differences, African lovegrass is clearly distinguished in this initial picture here by the colour of the leaves. Note that they are a blue-green colour, rather pale at this time of the year because we've had a little bit of moisture stress compared to the way things were travelling in November and December. Distinguishing features for African lovegrass obviously then is the colour of the plant. That is clearly evident in this one. And then we're having a look at things like the seed head. Quite open, not sure if you can get a picture of that, but there you go. African lovegrass, that's its seed head. Most of the seeds have dropped or are about to drop out of that one. And then we're looking at some of the other species that we're finding also that people get mixed up. So, stinkgrass. Stinkgrass is pretty common along roadways at the moment, distinguishable by the colour of the leaves, and this one's just about finished. It doesn't like repeated warm periods, so it's an annual that will fall out and just do its job pretty quickly. The seed heads are a clear distinguishing feature on this plant. Having a look at those, very different from African lovegrass. This is it'll do its thing along the roadways and move out. Clearly, with the lovegrass positioned in between these two pots, clearly distinguishably different. So if you're out having a look around, see something on your roadside or something like that, stop and have a look, being very mindful of course of traffic and Joe Blakes and that sort of thing. Just have a close look at the colour of the leaves, the structure of the leaves, the seed head. What colour is it? What shape is it? And your lovegrass plants. Another one distinguishable at the moment is one called soft lovegrass. Now this is really mistaken often for African lovegrass. The seed head is very similar, as we can see on these panicles here, very similar in habit and form. Clear distinguishing differences is the colour of the leaf. As compared to African lovegrass. Here we've got one just here, there's a few around it. Seed head on that one. Curly leaf tips that are frosted, burnt off. Soft lovegrass. Look it up, get to know it. Another one that is easily mistaken, and even I've made this mistake, is rough grain lovegrass. This plant is again very common along the roadsides and off roadsides into your paddocks most likely. I've often stopped and had a look at this one, gone, oh, it's lovegrass, I better do something. Then stop, have a close look at the leaf, have a good look at the colour of the leaf. And the seed head. Seed head is more like a windmill grass, but this one, don't worry about it. It is one that is much more palatable than the African lovegrass. Clearly a different colour. Here's some lovegrass that I've got in a pot also. This one I've taken the seed heads off, but clearly the colour of the leaves are a distinguishing feature between these two, rough lovegrass and African lovegrass. Learn the difference. It will please you that African lovegrass may not be as widespread as you thought it was, that we do have these other species. Definitely the soft and the rough lovegrass are common on the Monero, on the roadsides, and most likely in amongst your tracks. A lot of people have found the stink grass in their paddocks this year, and before it's flowering and seed set, got that mistaken with African lovegrass also, but not one to worry about concern as much as lovegrass. Another plant that we often get mistaken is weeping lovegrass. So these two specimens in pots, one's having a bit of a hard time, it didn't get as much water as the other. Again, different leaf structure, very different colour in the leaf. The seed head forms very similar to African lovegrass before the African lovegrass seed head opens up. Weeping lovegrass is quite common, particularly up on the Monero. African lovegrass next to it, clearly a different colour and a different seed set, different seed head. Finally, another one that you guys should be looking out for at the moment is a good one and a really not so bad one. So this one here is a common paddock plant, fescue. Alongside it, one that people will get pretty mistaken for the two, but you really need to learn the identification, definitely on the Monero and the southern areas, and definitely in other regions of the southeast. This is Chilean needlegrass. Distinguishable between the two, its leaf is a lot narrower, and there is, I'm not sure if I can get a picture, but I will attempt, hairs on the leaf. It has, particularly around the margins. Chilean needlegrass, another one. Learn that, very distinguishable colour difference between it and African lovegrass. Other plants you might see on the roadside or in your paddocks at this time of the year. Very colourful, not terribly desirable. Out in your patch. It's this one, St. John's wort. This is a weed that grows on a rhizome. When it's wet, it can be pulled out and disturb the rhizome. Good control if you've got a little patch doing it that way. Regardless of which way you go to control your St. John's wort, your African lovegrass, taking into account that you have soft lovegrass, not terribly concerning plant, stinkgrass, again not a concerning plant as compared to African lovegrass, rough lovegrass, and weeping lovegrass. All different plants being evident at the moment. Have a look at them, learn the difference. Don't control them as you would your African lovegrass. This is one that we need to target, get under control as best we can. We don't want it to take over our natural or productive landscapes. Control we'll look at integrated techniques. As many tools as you have in your toolkit, the better off you'll be.